Hi guys, got a quick video for you today. So we're going to be replacing the battery cable ends on this 7.3 Powerstroke. So some symptoms I was having is when it would get a little bit cold, the engine would either act like it had bad batteries when you go to crank, like crank really slow, or it would crank really fast for just a couple seconds and then crank really slow. So I know these batteries are good and these cables are junk, so we're gonna put some new ones on there. Now the battery cable ends we're gonna be replacing them with are these style right here. Now I really like these. They don't require any special tools to install and they make a really good connection. So I'll leave a link in the description. So first step, we're gonna disconnect both batteries. Now go ahead and cover up those terminals with some rags just to keep them from arcing. Now we gotta cut these ends off, so go get you an angle grinder and whip them all off there. Now we're gonna need to strip about a ½ inch off these. So I'm gonna do this with a knife. You can do it how you want, you just wanna be a little bit careful. So if you look at your terminals, they have a really small mark of a negative and a positive, so we're going to go off that. These require an Allen head, so the two sizes are a 5mm and a 3mm. So it looks like this cable requires the next size up, so you see this insert in here. If you back your screw out a little bit more, you can actually pull that insert out. So now it will accept a bigger cable. So let's go ahead and install our negative cable. Give it a tug test. Looks pretty good. So the positive cable, this is the driver's side here, is actually smaller, so we'll be keeping the insert in on this side. Alright, easy side's done, now off to the hard side. Alright, so we're going to cut these off. Now we've got to be a little bit more careful on this side. You see we have 2 ground cables into this one terminal, and also we have 3 positive cables. So let's cut all that out. We're going to peel back a little bit of this loom. On the ground cable, we have the big thick one and this little bitty one. Just like on the other side, we'll be pulling out the insert on one side of these right here, and also that little cable will be going in one of these little holes. So that took the 5mm. Now these other Allens take a 3. Just like that. Now the hardest one. We have our thick cable and our smaller cable. So remember, this one will leave the insert in for this side, and we'll be taking the insert out for the other side for the big cable. So you want to do your best to not lose any of the strands of wire. It'll be a tight fit. Okay, we're going to install our smaller wire into one of the smaller holes back here. sure and give all the wires a tug test, just to be safe. All right, you can hook them back up. I like to tighten these until you can't wiggle the terminal on the battery. Now this cable kit did come with some fancy plastic covers, so you can choose to use those. All right, let's give it a try. See if it's any better.